Hello there and welcome to another video of mine. In today's video we will be discussing TheAnimeMan's top 100 manga of all time internationally about his poll. He posted it about a month ago. I know I'm about late, but he said as long as the poll's still up, he said keep spreading awareness about it, so here I am. So what this poll is, what TheAnimeMan did was he's taking votes from all across the world, Japan, America, everywhere, any place that has internet, and he's going to be putting them in order of the most voted manga on this poll, from 100 to number 1. So I'm just spreading awareness on this video, even though it's been a while, like I said earlier. And I'm also going to be discussing the manga that I chose. On the poll, you get to choose 5 manga that you consider the best of all time. And yeah, everyone should go vote. Also, you should check out his video before finishing my video, which I'll put a link in the description. Also, I'll put the link to the poll in the description as well. Also, there's no set time limit to when this poll is going to shut off. He just said whenever he shuts it off is when he's going to start counting the votes up. So anyways, let's get in discussing the 5 manga that I chose for the best of all time. And I hope you guys enjoy. So let's begin. Yeah. So how I'm going to be discussing the top 5 manga that I chose is I'm going to tell you how long it's been in production from when it started, if it ended, if it's still going. I'm going to read a summary of it from myanimelist.com, and then I'll give my opinion on the manga. So, starting with number 1, my favorite manga of all time is Spirit Circle. Spirit Circle was in production from 2012 to 2016. I believe it had like 6 volumes. I have all the volumes in Japanese, and I have up to volume 1 and 4 in English, still waiting for 5 and 6. So, the summary of it is Futa Okoye, I probably butchered that name, can see ghosts. Besides that, and the bandage he always keeps on his cheek, he's a perfectly normal 14-year-old boy who is enamored with a new transfer student. Unfortunately, Kyoko Ishigami wants little to do with him. A strange ghost that follows her, however, seems to feel quite differently. But when Kyoko sees the strange birthmark hidden beneath the bandage of Futa's cheek, she has a change of heart for the worse. Not only does she denounce him as her enemy, but she claims that the birthmark is a curse she engraved upon his face during one of their many past lives. What happened between Kyoko and Futa, and what is the connection to the strange, fantastical dreams that Futa begins to experience? So yeah, this is my favorite manga of all time. The reason I think I like it is because it's a different story. I've seen a whole bunch of like reincarnated anime and manga, but this one does it different. It goes through many past lives and you get to experience it, and he starts regaining memories, and also the fight scenes. I just think the whole story is unique and has, you don't know which way it's going to turn or what life happens. Like there's like different dimensions, past, future, seeing friends that from past lives reincarnated as your current friends. I just love the story in total. I'm probably not making much sense on why I like it. I won't probably make sense on why I like all these manga, but I just love this manga. It's my favorite of all time. So, on to number 2. So what I put for number 2 was Denpa Kyoushi. It started in 2011 and it ended last year in 2017. I have up to like volume 23 or 24 in the Japanese. And I don't think there's an English version. I've looked and I couldn't find it. And I know an anime came out for it, but for some reason I prefer the manga over the anime. I'm not really sure. It's just one of those feelings. So the summary is Kagami Junichiro was known as a physics genius when he was a teenager. However, after college, he suddenly lost all interest in science. As a NEET, he devoted himself to his anime blog and nerdy collecting habits. He claims he has a serious illness called I can't do anything I don't want to do. Desperate to get him to do something with his life, his little sister manages to get him a job teaching physics at his old high school. He's certainly an unconventional teacher, but he becomes fairly popular with the students. After helping a girl who's being ruthlessly bullied, Kagami finds that he actually likes teaching. Will he continue his career as a weird teacher? Will he go back into physics, or will he end up back where he started? So yeah, like I said before, this has an anime, but I prefer the manga 10 times better. I'm not really sure. Like, it's different from, I know there's been like other manga and anime that have like the super go teacher who can do anything, solve problems, but this one's just really interesting me. It's my second favorite manga of all time, and I just like it how the teacher can go from funny to serious. He can almost do anything if he puts his mind to it, and it does different story arcs from what you expect. Like, it starts off somewhat similar to other school anime with like hierarchy, but it goes off in a different direction that you don't expect. So yeah, that's why I have it at number 2, and on to number 3. And for number 3, I put down the manga The World God Only Knows. It was in publication from 2008 to 2014, and this is the manga that got me into reading manga in general, because I wanted to read it to find out the story, because the anime of it didn't finish the story fully through, so I had questions and wanted to see how it ended. So this is why I'm all into manga now, is because of this one. For its summary, Keima Katsuragi is a high school student better known online as the God of Conquest, the man who can obtain the heart of any dating sim girl. In his opinion, real life is an awful game. Three-dimensional girls are annoying and false representations of how a real girl should be. One afternoon, while taking a break from cleaning duty, he stumbles across a strange message that goads him to conquer a girl. On a whim, he accepts, and his conquest summons a girl named Elsie, a denizen of hell tasked with capturing runaway spirits that have festered in girls' hearts. Kema is shocked and tries to escape, but Elsie tells him that failure in fulfilling the newly formed contract will result in termination of his life. Tasked with capturing the runaway spirits, Kema uses his expertise and knowledge of dating sims to obtain the hearts of girls in real life. So yeah, like I said before, this is the manga that got me into all manga. I don't know why. It's different from other harem anime, which you get a whole bunch of girls that stay around the whole anime, while this one, like, a few pop up every now and then from the past that before, but it just keeps moving on, and it's more to saving him, and the guy never really falls for attraction. Well, towards the end he sort of does, but it's a different take on harem anime, and like, it does get somewhat actiony and a little drama-ish in the later arcs of the story, which is very interesting from its original starting point, which is just comedy and romance and all that. So yeah, it takes a different take on harem anime. I knew it was really popular at one time until it ended, sort of just like faded into the background now and part of manga history, but I still love it. It's my number 3, and on to number 4 now. Yeah, for number 4, I put down Bokura wa Minna Kawai-sou. It started publication in 2010 and ended actually this year in 2018, a few months ago. When I first read this manga, I caught up to it in like, I think, a day, so I was really into it. I need to catch up on it some, but I still really want to read and catch up to it, and I think it also has an anime. I don't know how far that gets into, but anyway, here's the summary. Kazunari Usa's dream to live away from his parents is fulfilled when they allow him to move into an old boarding house called Kawai Complex. With his landlady providing him meals and his parents covering his rent, Kazunari finally achieves the peaceful life he longs for, as he is ready to enter his first year at high school, or so it seems. Upon moving into the boarding house, Kazunari finds out that he has to share a room with the resident masochist Shirosaki. He must also live under the same roof as Mayumi Nishikino, a drunkard with a hopeless love life, and Sayaka Watanabe, a seemingly innocent college student. Although he is surrounded by these unique characters, Kazunari still counts himself lucky to be living in the same building as Ritsu Kawai, a second-year student he has a crush on. As Kazunari settles into the boarding house, he realizes that the inhabitants of Kawai Complex are bound to add a twist to the life he has been hoping for. So yeah, I think this is just a really cute romantic anime. I don't know why I really enjoy it. I just thought it was really cool. You could say it's somewhat generic, but I love the manga. I need to catch up on it some from where I'm at, but I really loved reading it. Yeah, I think it just, like, there's some aspects, like, you could say almost the two main characters are almost the exact same, but they each have their own little differences and all that. And I just love how the story places out with all the unique characters surrounding them and all that, and the building of their romantic relationship and all. So yeah, let's move on to the final one, number 5. Yeah. And now for my final decision at number 5, what I picked for the top 100 anime of all time. I chose the manga Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. It was in publication from 2014 and is still going on, and it was originally a light novel. And for this one, I wouldn't say this is one of my top manga of all time, but I needed a 5th one, and I thought this was a pretty good manga to put on the top 100 of all time. It'll probably rank low, maybe. It could rank higher than I think, but anyway, here's the summary. A 34-year-old NEET gets killed in a traffic accident and finds himself in a world of magic. Rather than waking up as a full-grown mage, he gets reincarnated as a newborn baby, retaining the memories of his past life. Before he can even properly move his body, he resolves to never make the same mistakes he made in his first life ever again, and instead to live a life with no regrets with the new one that was given to him. Because he has the knowledge of a middle-aged man by the age of 2, he has already become a prodigy and possesses power unthinkable for anyone his age and even older. Thus begins the chronicles of Rudius Griat, son of swordsman Paul and healer Zenith, as he enters the new world to become the strongest mage known to man, with powers rivaling even the gods themselves. So yeah, I think this is a really interesting isekai or to another world manga. I've never read the light novel, but I probably as good as the manga. I think the illustrations are cool. It takes different turns. It's a more darker and mature version of going into another world, but it still keeps that lightheartedness. And yeah, and it goes through, instead of just staying in one place in time and see the character do something in just a few days or months, this actually progresses with the character's life, like years worth, like from baby to kid to teen to adult. I don't think the manga has gone to adult yet. He's just entering his teens and all, but yeah, I do think it does deserve to be on the top 100 manga of all time. So yeah, that was my last pick, and I'm gonna see you guys in the outro now. Yeah. So yeah, that was my top 5 picks for the top 100 manga of all time internationally, done by the Anime Man. Once again, I chose Spirit Circle, Denpa Kyoushi, The World God Only Knows, Bokura Minna Kawai-sou, and Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. I love all of these manga, and maybe some of them I wouldn't consider my top of all time, but most of them I would. And again, I would recommend to go watch the Anime Man's video of this announcing the poll and go vote yourself on the poll. I'll leave both of those links in the description like I said. I'll probably react to the video of him discussing the top 100 manga of all time. I know he doesn't like reactions, and if I get asked to, I'll take down the video if he doesn't like it and all that. But yeah, that was my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go vote while the poll is still up. Don't know when it's ending. And I'll see you guys in the next video I make. So yeah, see ya. Yeah.
We going.